Okay, so usually what I say is like I start off by looking at the body graph, and then we'll talk about this stuff, and then we'll talk about the body graph. But basically, these shapes here are called centers.
Mhm.
They're different areas where they represent different areas where you have energy or not. So the colored parts of the chart, the colored centers, are your defined or closed centers. These colored aspects of you means that you have consistent access to the energy in relation to these centers.
Mhm.
And then the black and the red are also channels of energy and energetic themes that are in your human design system as well. So everything that's colored in your chart here, in the red and the black, is basically the energy that you carry. That at the time of your birth, this is the blueprint of your genetic, chemical, energetic makeup.
Mhm.
And I started saying recently, like in terms of the defined areas, the colored aspects is kind of like the imprint you're meant to leave on this earth, because this is the energy that you carry. And your defined centers impacts on other people who have it open,
Mhm.
and where you are open, other people with these areas will impact on you.
Mhm.
So then, for me, it's really helpful in terms of human design to know what the energies belong to you, what energies you have, to
Mhm.
know your impact on other people, and then to be aware of your open. These white centers are called open or undefined centers because you don't have consistent access to the energies in relation to these centers.
Mhm.
So you're more likely to be influenced by external factors, external conditions, or other people with by your open centers, because that's
Mhm.
how people are impacting on you.
Mhm.
And you're actually quite defined. I'm quite surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 9 centers, and you have 7 centers defined. You only have 2 open. So I'm a very quite a defined person. I have 7 centers defined, and
Mhm.
I only have 2 open as well. But we have different ones open. So where you're open, or like Ra, the guy who channeled this, says, he says that where we are open, often we feel like that's where what we see in other people have this energy.
What we see in other people.
Yeah, that they have that and we don't. And
Oh
then
yeah.
yeah, and then we can feel like in these centers a bit of a lack, like, oh, I want to be more like them, or like they're more like this, and then we can put a lot of energy into these open centers, or be impacted a lot by other people with this energy, and we're not
Mhm.
aware of it, and it can kind of like it can really take up a lot of space,
Mhm.
especially the 2 that you've got open. It can really take up a lot of space in your life, whereas really human design is about aligning with the energies that you have a lot of access to, you have consistent access to, because when you do that, you're aligning with your natural energy, and life will flow to you with much more ease
Mhm.
and effortlessness.
Mm.
Yeah, so you're actually really defined. I'm surprised. I thought you were more open.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can imagine that I'd be more defined because
Mm.
no, yeah, because like I'm open. Like I think in theory I'm
Mm.
open, but
Yeah.
I become suddenly I just become really like very like I know
Fixed.
kind of like, yeah, fixed. Like
Yeah.
no one can like really,
Yeah. Change you. You're not that
yeah. I
changeable.
like
Yeah.
open, then
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
comes in and tells me what to do, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I mean that's what the defined centers is about. Is because we have fixed energy, so we're not so flexible, we're not so open, we're not absorbing anything so much from the outside. So
Mhm.
that's what the centers mean. So that's interesting.
Maybe I think when I was younger I was like more like fixated with
Mm.
openness, like
Mhm.
so I kind of like was learning it
Mm.
as kind of
Mm.
like it was like a
Yeah.
like a thing to aspire to.
Yeah, it's true, because I have the same. I felt like I should have to learn to be more open because I'm quite
Mhm.
fixed, and it makes you a certain way.
Mhm.
But okay, we'll talk about all
Yeah.
the centers, the areas that you feel fixed in, and you can tell me if it resonates or not. But
Okay.
I want to start here with this information here, because this information here, the first 2 sentences, they're the 2 most important things to remember about human design. If you really want to start kind of like living aligned to your human design, Ra says you just have to know and follow these 2 things. So the first is type. So yeah, I mentioned before there's 5 types, and you are a pure generator. I'm also a pure generator.
Cool.
Yeah, about 37% of people are pure generators, and then 33% are manifesting generators. So they're like a hybrid generator, and then 22 to 25 is a projector, which I thought you were, because they're very open. And then about seven, a little bit more than that, are pure manifestors. And then 1% of the population are reflectors. I actually had a session with a reflector recently.
Really?
Yeah, very rare. It was a very interesting experience. Anyway, so out of those 5 types, the pure manifestor, I want to mention a bit about the pure manifestor, because of all the types, of the whole population, 7%, a little bit more, they're the only type who can kind of initiate and make things happen in life. Like, to really off the bat initiate based on how they feel, what they think, what they want to do. They can go and get it. They're here to take action off the bat. And for the rest of us, that's not the case. For projectors, for generators, for manifesting generators. And that's to do with the aura. So I mean aura as in the context of human design. The different types have a different aura. So generators, we operate very much in the present moment. That's how we're meant to operate, because we have like an internal physiological response system that's guiding us, and that's really how we should position ourselves, because the strategy for generators in terms of how to position yourself in life is to wait to respond. Does that resonate for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
My mum said I was at one point she kept on. She must have spoken to someone, because she just started saying that I'm like a I'm a reactor.
Yeah.
Like I react.
Yeah,
to
you react
things.
to things. Yeah, rather than initiate. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what generators we should do. Not reacting, but responding.
Yeah.
Whatever we put our energy into, we should be in response to something that's coming to our energy field. That's the strategy. So that's great.
Okay.
Rather than thinking, here, what shall I do? Oh, this is a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. That's from the mind, you see. And that's because the generator aura is very open. It's an open aura, and it's quite magnetic. It draws things into our energy field, into our awareness in front of us, so that we can say yes or no to things. And that's actually how we should be positioning ourselves for life to happen, is out of a response. Because what makes us generators is this center here. This is the sacral center, and it's the center which is basically about physical life force. We have physical life force to create, to build, to do stuff, to create. Like I always say that the pyramids were built with generator energy, physical energy. And this was funny because you said you don't really have that much physical energy.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
I think we were talking about, and you were telling me about your landscaping, gardening job.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I said, I can't really imagine you doing like really heavy lifting. And you said like, no, you don't. But generators are here to do the heavy lifting.
Oh, shit.
Actually. Yeah, that's why I completely thought that you were a different type.
No, I have the energy. Like I can keep going.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
can
do
keep
something
exactly
for like ages.
Yes, that's generator energy.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
Yeah.
You're like, you have like a reserve of energy that you can always tap into if you need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean like, just because we've got that physical energy, it doesn't mean we need to work.
Here.
It's about knowing that you have that reserve of energy, that you can work.
Yeah.
If you needed to, if you wanted to, if there was something that was giving you joy. And it's so funny that you just said like you can do something for a long time. Like yeah, that's the same. Like pure generators, we can literally do the most mundane, repetitive, monotonous tasks for hours. We love it.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love to do that. Like I love like if I'm in the kitchen, like just give me 3 tons of carrots to peel.
Yeah.
And I would do that for 3 hours.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. So that is like definitely like that pure generator energy. So that's cool. That's resonating. Yeah, it's that's amazing. So yeah, like we're called generators because we have energy, and when we put our energy correctly, we actually generate more energy. That's only when we're putting our energy correctly. When we put our energy out there incorrectly, we can start to feel stagnant, like things are a drag or a drain, and then we know that actually what we're putting our energy into is not correct because it's actually it's not giving us more energy. Whereas something we enjoy, we get satisfaction from, that we're really happy to do, gives us more energy. So that's one of the things that you can start to look at in terms of whether something is correct for you, whether you've made the right choice in putting your energy there or not.
Yeah.
It's whether it feels light to you, like, you know, it's digging into that reserve of energy that you have to keep going, or does it feel like a drain of your energy?
Yeah.
The thing is that you can still keep putting your energy there even if you don't want to, because you have this well of energy. So but the thing is that you'll know whether you actually enjoy doing something or not, whether you're satisfied doing something or not.
Yeah.
And a lot about human design is if something isn't aligned with you, drop it. Yeah, because you're putting energy there, and like, what for? You know, it's for other people. You're working for other people, for their gains, for their agenda, for their dreams, and it's actually not. You're not getting personal satisfaction from it. It's really important that whatever we put our energy into, we get personal satisfaction from it. That's how we're going to live our fulfilled lives. And it doesn't matter what satisfaction means for you, because it's different for everyone. For me, it can be peeling 3 tons of carrots. I will feel so satisfied doing that. At the end of it, I'll want to do it again. And I can keep doing that, and that's what it means to me. So it's worthy for me to put my energy there. For you, it might be something else, but that kind of exchange is super important, and it's in the moment. It's not, I'll put my energy here and then in 10 years time I'll get the rewards, you know, like how people work for like 40 years until they get to pension age, and then they'll enjoy the fruits of their labor. Like, it's not about that kind of delayed satisfaction. It's about directly what we put our energy into, and that could be like from like what you cook for yourself, what you know, if you're going to cook a meal, you want it to be satisfying. You know, the energy that you put into and that you're going to consume, you want it to be like, yeah, that was a really enjoyable experience. And also, like, in terms of who you spend time with, you know, you're putting energy out there, and is it like, yeah, you have to ask yourself, is it worth me putting my energy there? So everything you do, everything where you're putting your energy out there, you know, what you do with your time, who you spend it with, you know, it kind of has to be, give you personal satisfaction. Then you kind of know you're kind of on the right path. You're putting your energy to places and people where it's correct for you. Yeah.
It makes me think, like, I went and helped this dude in the mountain, volunteered, and I, like, in the morning, and then I was just like transplanting some trees, and then I felt really good for the rest of the day. And I was like really proud, and I told everyone about it.
That's amazing.
Like, so it's like, and I know what it, I know that thing about like putting the energy, because like I have that with the guitar. Like, I had some time with the guitar to play a lot, and now I'm thinking like, oh no, wait, is that like where I need to be putting my energy, that kind of thing? And I'm like, well, maybe actually I'm not like getting like anything out of it anymore, like, or no, I'm getting stuff out of it, but it's not quite hitting the bacon. That kind of thing.
And sometimes it's not just about keeping doing something. You know, sometimes maybe you need a break, and then you come back and it's fresh, you know. So you have to kind of like, it has to come from that response. Like, ask yourself,
like,
do you want to, in this moment, what you're going to do? Do I feel like playing the guitar, or maybe I feel like doing something else, or maybe I feel like doing something else, rather than automatically saying, oh, you know, you should be doing this, or, you know, planning to do this, or it's just out of habit. That's super important, the strategy. So What else want to say about that? Yeah, when you're not following your strategy, or you're not aligned to your human design, you can feel very frustrated. So just notice when you start kind of like feeling frustrated and feeling like complaining. Because actually sometimes it's really easy to externalize the problem, like, oh my god, that's so this and that, and and actually when you know that those feelings are coming up for you, you can actually change that. You can change that to, okay, I don't want to put my energy there. Wait to respond to something to put your energy to. Like, what do I want to put my energy into right now?
Right.
That's gonna give you satisfaction, and that's how you can kind of like, that's how we're meant to live.
Yeah, just look for the things that make you feeling like alive.
Whatever lights you up.
Gets you into gear, like.
Yeah, and the thing is that something will come. You don't have to go and search for it. Something will come to us to respond to. Someone says, "Oh yeah, do you want to come and help me plant some trees?"
Yeah.
Then it's like yes or no. Or like part of the waiting is surrendering to what the universe wants to bring to us, because our aura will magnetize and bring things to us. Yeah, that's great. So that's the strategy, and I'm going to talk about this a lot more. And then the second most important thing, Ra says, is once you know your strategy, you follow your strategy, and then you're going to get things to respond to. And then how do you know how to make the best decisions for yourself? How do you know that that's good for you, correct for you, healthy for you, and that is meant for you? So this is where we use our authority. So we use our authority to make decisions, because everyone actually has their own inner authority that is inside themselves, that knows what's best for them or not. And it's not external. It's not what someone else. It's not external to you. It's not what someone else says you should do, and it's also not of the mind. So a lot of the time we use our mind to make decisions, like weighing things up, pros and cons, thinking what's rational, what's logical, trying to use reasoning to kind of navigate our lives. So this is where we need to start discerning our minds and separating that, and actually relying on our authority to know what's good for us, and we can trust that. So, hey.
I would like to train at the SIG, and I would play some music. Is this okay for you?
If it's not too loud.
Yeah, we're just recording a session here at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, how long does the SIG session take time?
I don't know how long it takes,
it's maybe a few hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to use the silks here, we can move over there.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
Oh, I see.
I like to do it
Yeah.
Loud music?
I can hear it when I'm up.
Yeah.
For your question, so I think
No,
it's maybe
I
not that good.